But to the mom who wants to write a book but is overthinking this, you're thinking, oh, you don't have all the fancy equipment, you don't have all of the moving parts that need you to get started. I'm here to tell you that you're overthinking it, because the only thing that you need to get started is to actually sit down and write this book. So if you're thinking about, oh, will anyone buy the book? You've gone too far. If you're thinking about, is it even good enough? You've gone too far, because, ma'am, have you even written a book? Okay, so we're going to start there. I first need you to get your butt in a seat and in front of a laptop or pen and paper and just start writing your story. Okay. I use an app to do this, because once you start writing, you're going to realize that even if you've got all the ideas in your head, even if you've outlined your book, you're not going to start and finish your book on the same day. Not a good one. You're not going to start and finish on the same day. But as you write, you're going to realize that, oh, there's some parts where you maybe need a little more detail. So you might need to be doing a little more research. But you don't want to break your writing flow, right? So you're going to need like a placeholder. So this app helps you with that, where you can put in your placeholders, and then and then it puts them in one place, and you can visit them as little tabs, right, that take you straight to where you had the placeholder. This makes it easy to navigate your manuscript when it gets as it gets longer and all that stuff. So the app I'm talking about is Reedsy. I think Reedsy. I think that's how you say it. And it's completely free. It will typeset your book. It's got all the things that need to go into your book, like your copyright section, your back end of the book, your chapters if you want. So it really does the whole. Before I carry on, if you're not someone who can write a book, or you don't want to write a book, but you do want to figure out ways you can make money online without spending any money, I've got a video that talks about 5 businesses you can start that do not need any money. So you can just drop this show and head over to that video and see if any of the 4, because writing a book is one of them there. So if any of the other 4 speak, then you're going to put. I want to be clear that I am not a fan of using AI to create something from scratch. Like, I don't think it should have any creative input, because it's got none. I mean, if you're going to put something, if you're going to ask AI to write a book for you, please know that it's borrowing from other artists. It's not creating that it's not creating that by itself. So I'm not a fan of using it to write a book. However, it's very good, because it's a machine, because it's not human. It's going to be very good at the technical aspects of a lot of jobs. So with writing, the editing, right, the grammar, the punctuation, you're going to put it through whatever AI you're using, and you're going to be very clear that you're not interested in their interpretation. You're not interested in creative input. You just wanted to do the technical part. So the technical part would be the grammar, the punctuation. And then you also need to be explicitly clear that it must leave out any direct speech. So the parts that are in your direct quotes, the speech quotes, it can't touch that, because that's where your character is, right? That's your character's voice is in those direct quotes. So you need that to be left alone. Yeah, so now, after we've done this, so what step are we on? You've written the book, so you've got a manuscript, you've put it through an edit. Now you need to get an ISBN. So this is where you contact the National Library and you email them and you let them know that you need an ISBN for either a physical copy, or a digital copy, or even both, right? Because they're different things. Like, even if it's the same book, if you've got a physical copy and you've got a digital copy, they get a different ISBN. What's an ISBN? ISBN is a global number that identifies your book. And if you decide that you're going to print a copy, you have to mail that copy to the National Library so that they've got a copy of your book. It's a legal requirement. You just do it. Just mail it and they can have it. So now we've got the manuscript, we've run it through an edit. you've got an ISBN, you create a barcode. Again, it's free to generate online. You create a barcode for your book, you stick it on your book. Now it's time to let people know that you've done a thing, right? To be fair, you could have told people. This is what I did when I started writing. I used to share chapters on Facebook. So this was even before I decided I was going to full on create a book. So started putting chapters on Facebook and all of that. So people knew I was writing a book, and I basically started selling the book before I even finished it, which was great. So I ran pre-orders because then people. I mean, even now, I guess people still want the real books, but more often than not, more people are reading on their phones and them and on Kindle and all that stuff. So um you can gauge whether you need to print or not. So digital can be where you start, and you don't need to think so much about printing your book yet. So then you let people know that you've done a thing. One of the ways you can let people know that you've done a thing is giving them sample chapters. So chapter 1 to 3, chapter 1 to 5, right? Where people can download them for free, download the chapters for free, and at the end of the free chapters, you must have a link to the full book, and you must have a link to a review. So if someone decides that they're done after the 5 chapters, they still can go review the first 5 chapters of the book, and they can state that they read the first 5 chapters and how they felt about it, all of that stuff. You need reviews because reviews are like your testimonials, right? So that someone who's looking to read a book that's like yours can read what other people have to say about it, and it just makes it easier for the book to then sell itself. Cool. Now you put that out there, and people get to download your free chapters, and if they want to, they can then go ahead and buy. So where do you put this book? You could do Amazon, you can do where else? Digital products. Wherever there's a digital products platform, there's Gumroad. You can also just create your own. You can create your own kind of landing page, and where people can download your book after they've paid. But that's a whole technical story. But if you want me to go into that, let me know in the comments, and I will show you how you can just do it by yourself without having to pay monthly fees, all of that good stuff. And then what do we have? Yeah, and then that's what you do. You talk about your book. If you want to further increase the chances of your book selling, you can definitely run an affiliate program, which is what I do with all of my books. Like if you are and because they're digital and I've wrote them many moons ago, like the commission is great. So you get 50% commission if you sell any one of my books. This is great for someone who's got no money to start and would like to start making passive money online. So you can also run an affiliate program for your own book. If you guys are interested, let me know. I'll show you how to set it up and all of that good stuff. If you've made it this far, well done. You're the real one. And if you are struggling on your writing journey, let me know in the comments where you are, and I'll pick like 1 or 2 people that I can have a audit session with, where we go through your ideas or go through your manuscript and just come up with what your next steps should be, so that you can get your story in the hands of readers. Okay. Yeah, that's I think I've covered everything. So let's a quick recap. Write the book, edit the book, get an ISBN, give sample chapters, put it up on a platform where you can sell digital products. Yeah, and start an affiliate program if you want to get more people on the ground talking about your book. That's about it. I hope you found this helpful, and until next time, I do wish you the courage to live the life of your dreams. Bye, Mama.